What's up, guys? On the video today, we're going to talk about something that's built into your 18, 19, and moving forward Mustang GTs. And that's called line lock. Line lock is a really important, cool feature of the new Mustangs. I'm glad they put it in. For a long time, people who drag race have been putting in manual line locks and just activating it with switches. Line lock is important for when you're drag racing because you want to heat up your back tires. But what's nice about line lock is it will activate your front brakes and not your back, so you don't wear out your back and heat up your rotors and calipers for no reason. And ultimately, you're going to prematurely wear them out. So what's nice about this feature is Ford already built it right into the car. The car actually has the capability of an internal trans brake as well. But we'll cover that in another video. So for today, we're just going to talk about line lock, how to use it, and some features that if you don't do in the proper order, then it's just not going to work correctly. You want to get familiar with this system before you get to the track. You don't want to be trying it out on the track because the track is a little bit more fast-paced. You're not going to be able to just sit there for 5 minutes and play with your system. You got to get your burnout done. You got to get up to the line, or they're just going to tell you to get off the track and move aside so everybody else can race. So that's something you want to get figured out before you get to the track so that you don't have a problem doing it once you get there. So, all right, let's look. Alright, so this is my 2019 Mustang T. It does have a Whipple setup on it. So, but I did go with the standard gauges. I do like the analog gauges versus the new digital ones. I know the new digital ones are the latest and greatest and they got all the cool features, but line lock is still built in with these. So what you want to do, since I don't have a pony button over here, what you want to do is get to your track apps. And once you get to your track apps, you got a screen right here that will tell you everything you need to know from your accelerometer, your lateral and braking G's and things like that. You can also test your 0 to 60, 0 to 100, eighth mile, quarter mile times, etc. Braking for performance, 60 to 0 and 100 to 0. And then right here you got line lock. So to use line lock, you got to hold the OK button to initialize. Then it's going to tell you to step on the brakes. This is where most people get it wrong. They either don't step on the brakes hard enough, or they let go of the brakes before the whole process is complete, and then it'll say that it's not available and that you're supposed to check your owner's manual. The problem is in your owner's manual, it doesn't talk about line lock. It brings it up, it just doesn't tell you how to use it. So I'm going to show you some things. So you're going to hold the OK button to initialize it. Oh, now mind you, I'm gonna cancel out of that because what you need to be in is you need to take your traction control all the way off by holding the button. Don't just tap it. Hold it all the way off so that the advanced track comes off. So right there you see advanced track come off. Then you need to be either in drive or sport, it doesn't matter. So we're going to hold the button to initialize. Initialize complete, fully engage the brake, mash it all the way to the floor. Then you'll hear that button. Once you hear that sound, that means the front brake is engaged but not the back brake. And you can step on the gas, and it gives you a good 15 seconds to do your burnout. You really don't need to heat up your tires for that long. Line lock is released. And then the car goes. You really don't need to heat up your tires for that long. If you have street tires, just a couple seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds just to clean them off. If you have drag radials or even bias ply drag tires, a good 5, 6, 7 seconds. Once your temperature gets up there and you start seeing the white smoke, then you'll know your temperature's up there, and you can release the line lock. So if you don't hold that brake while you hit the OK button, it'll give you a fault, and you don't want that. So let's go over it again. We're gonna go, we're already in drive, I got my foot on the brake. We're going to go into line lock. You got to hold it to initialize. Initialize complete. Mash on the brakes as hard as you can. And that's it. See how I let the brake go? That just goes to show you. So hold it to initialize. Mash the brake. And then it holds it for you. That's all you got to do. You can sit there and do your burnout. And then line lock releases. So that's it, guys. Line lock is built into these newer Mustangs, and it's a really cool feature and a necessary feature if you're going to do some drag racing. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in, and for those of you who have any questions, leave those questions in the comment section below. I get a lot of questions about it because everybody that has one of these, there's not too many examples with the analog screen. And also, it doesn't cover if you do something wrong. It'll just say that it's unavailable. So some of the tips and tricks is you want to make sure your traction control's off. You can turn it off in the single stage, or you can turn off your advanced track. It doesn't matter. I prefer to do it with the advanced track off. And then if you initialize it, hold your brake, and then don't hold your brake while you hit the OK button. It's not going to activate the proper way. So you want to make sure that you do it all those steps correctly, and practice before you get to the drag strip, so that when you get to the drag strip, you're not holding everybody up. So, alright guys, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Alright, so I wouldn't be a good host if I didn't demonstrate how to do this line lock. So again, you're going to go into track apps, line lock. It's going to say hold to initialize. Initialize complete, hold brakes firmly, gauge, and that's how they're done.